what's up you guys, my name is Emma. Today we'll be back for another episode of Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid Season 2, Episode 8. The world's only insert phrase you like here. Last episode was really good actually, coming from perspectives of how they're viewing, well, at least how Toru views like the fact that we're kind of adjusting to human ways, where like sleeping, whereas that's not actually a necessity for them, and she views it as boredom. And like I can see elements of that being true, but that's not always a bad thing. She even says as much. It's like she doesn't hate it, but it's different, and it leaves room for her to like pause and like reflect on how it is that it came to be. Anyways, I'm about to start rambling instead of going through this, so let's get started with this episode on the count of 3, 2, 1, now. We're starting with Shota. That is, I don't know. I'm always scared, but it's a kitty. What do you look at? He got motivated. Father's Day gifts. Ooh, okay. That's, I said that out loud and I hurt my own feelings. Oh, okay. And he was assertive too. He was like, nope, don't need it. Got straight to work, walked straight by Lukawa. This episode's bound to be a bit eventful, so can't wait to see what happens here. I think my cat's here. We'll have concrete proof when she jumps on the chair. I don't know. I'm like just sitting here listening to it. I'm literally like just zoning out. It's funny how I'm watching like 6 different shows, right? I think for this month. And so that means I'm watching this relatively quick back to back, and it still feels like I'm taking long breaks in between them. Cuz realistically, it's only been about 6 days? Not even. It's been 4-ish. I don't know. Wherever this is in the lineup, it's only been that many days. Hello. Hello, ma'am. Okay, picking right back up where we left off. Oh. He wants to make it himself. I see my cat chewed on my book. I'm sad. Jeez, she stapled it with her teeth. Looking forward to it. You're gonna... Okay, yeah. That's not what he said. No. No. No, 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 no. Okay. It's always cool to see magic happening. Ah, man, the struggles are real. Okay, yeah, no, those sound like they're expensive items. All the smoke you see on the other side. Yeah, you got this, I believe. Have faith. Have faith. Okay, explosion after... Oh my gosh. Let's think about this. Like, what could be slightly off that's causing the problem? Oh my gosh. Nah. Hmm. Yeah, it's bound to happen. But, like, you learn from each attempt. Mm-hmm. The part you always struggle with. Wow. Okay, here goes nothing. We're going for it. Oh, that looks so pretty. She is not wearing anything. Hey, you know, I don't know. I can't blame him for his statements sometimes. But also, that's cute. He put so much effort into it as well, so... It's not. It's not. No. Father's Day. Yep. Yes, you are. I was thinking about that. Damn. I mean, not a bad thing. Ah, no, you're catching that cold. I see, I see. How nice. That, yeah. If only. Oh, yep, not minor. Oh, oh, shit. Oh, well. Unfortunate. Oh. Yeah, it's a new situation. He wasn't done talking. I appreciate your determination, but he wasn't done. Oh my god, the fire. Yeah, exactly. He was gonna get to that. Oh, wait. I love when they flip. There's always something there, but I missed it. Yeah, is that a Kobayashi? Not Kobayashi, that's Toru. Mm-hmm. Says a lot about my friends. All of you are new to this stuff, okay? I don't know though, it looks, interesting. Oh, Kobayashi! Oh, that one was Kobayashi, I believe. Jeez, it must suck right now for you, yeah. Mm. Mm. It's gonna be okay, Toru. Yeah, she wouldn't appreciate that one. Jeez. That is how sickness works sometimes. That... Oh my gosh, Toru. Yeah. Oh. Time for the after effects. Yep, you're a cat. You are a cat. Beast folk, so. Hey, hey, it's the thought that counts, though. Oh my god. Oh my. This is just revenge. That's what Kobayashi did to Kana. Oh, okay. Yeah. That's if they accidentally left it. Yeah. Very safe, worry there. That's not what she meant. No, she doesn't understand. It is possible that happened. But it could have also genuinely been a mistake, and they just don't remember where they last left it. The thought of it being abandoned. She is. No. It's not Kobayashi's fault. Ah. Yeah. That is not the point. Oh, yeah. I should have thought about that. Oh, the... It's starting to rain soon. Yep. It was still warm when you picked it up? Oh, a violent storm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep, you don't know yet. Just someone who has to, you know, adapt quickly to situations. Mm-hmm. Don't let your friends tease you out of dropping off something that's precious to you. I'm gonna cry. Fuck. Ooh. Oh my god, Lulu, stop. You're as bad as Lucool right now. But to be fair, you're more innocent than Lucool. Oh my god. She doesn't look at it the same. I'm literally like mid like tearing up and then they did that. This show makes me want to cry 1 second, laugh the next, or just be secondhand embarrassment. There's no in between. Anyways. I'm sorry, I'm taking this minute. I need the moment. I need to free my hand for my cat in a second. I've been petting her to keep her chill. But I'm gonna have to pause this in a minute. Ooh. Okay, there's like 2 distinct points I think I really want to... I'll give 3. I'll briefly talk about the stuff with Shota at the beginning. Go. So a lot of Elma. It's not a person, it's a cat. But there are various reasons behind it. It's full of Elma. And that is a very somber look on her face. So, okay, we're gonna be in for an interesting time. I can say that right now. Whew. But, that being said, just, let's do some brief talking. I don't know how long I'll actually end up making this. I was expecting myself to be ready to go off, but there are some days that I do take note that I need a little bit of a shorter. When I get back to this being a 1 to 2 video a week situation, I imagine I'll like always have energy and stuff to talk about. But until this month is over, I don't think I can guarantee always having that. Anyways, though, that being said, the beginning here with Shota just, you know, trying to find something to give to his father for Father's Day. In general, so, you know, he did eventually, through having a nice talk, he figures it out and, you know, is able to actually produce the talisman as it's meant to be. But I feel like even if, like, let's say he decided he wanted to try something else because of, you know, his failed attempts initially, I imagine his father is, just super happy to begin with that he's so invested and interested in learning all of this magic and all of that, because, you know, he's not obligated to do that, and he's choosing to do it, and he'll see the effort that Shota put in to make this talisman for him, and I think that's like a big, like the biggest part of it. And so Shota obviously wants to be the best mage possible and wants to become a full-fledged one at that. And I think he's working towards it. He's still super young, but hey, he managed to make that talisman. It took him a few tries, but it takes everybody a few attempts to get something right, you know? Sometimes people can pull off the first attempt, but, you know, more often than not, you know, it takes a few more than that. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's perfectly normal, and I did like that it showed his efforts, and then him actually opening up when talking to Fafnir, and I think I remember his name, but I'm going to save myself the embarrassment. But, you know, talking to those two and just getting that nice little bit of info. And I love the two that, like, Lukua, while she did offer, and she obviously hovered a little bit, like, not in his face, but, like, on the outside to, like, keep a little bit of a tab on him. She didn't, like, force her help on him. She actually let him do it himself and, like, talk to the people he felt comfortable talking to and asking for advice. And then when he was so excited, he just went on. He was like, I did it, and just happily sharing the info with her. Anyways, start the episode over. But, you know, happily just talking, going off like, I did it, I accomplished it. And she's just like, you did it. Now, again, we're not going to talk about Lukua's preferences for napping, because she was sleeping, I'll give her that. He did barge in. But, you know, just then her coming in and checking on him, like, did you get your praise and all of that, before slipping into that misunderstanding of what day it is, which will promptly pretend didn't happen. But this, because I was thinking, I was like, wait, Father's Day, okay. Is Kobayashi gonna get something from Kana? Like, clearly, it's supposed to, like, be this hit, like, wait, not mother? But I think Kobayashi's doing a really good job at, like, helping them. Like, she's obviously nurturing when she sees that they need help, and she explains things, but she's also just there for them. She worked those extra hours just so she could make it to Kana's sports festival and all of that, when initially she couldn't, because, you know, she had work. But, you know, I figured, like, honestly, I would not be surprised if Kana still gives you something for, like, Mother's Day. Like, you're just the parent, okay? She's like, nope, I appreciate you, I love you, here's a gift, you know? And it's just cute. It's really cute. And, you know, Kobayashi is dealing with, like, you know, the stiff back and all of that from her job, and just, you know, having to sit in a chair all the time. And it's, like, free, like, shoulder massage, all that stuff. Like, just to help her, like, make things a little bit easier, too. But, yeah. But, yeah, no, also going into this, the topic of getting a cold. I don't always think about that aspect when it comes to Toru and the others, about, like, them not getting sick, you know, usually, like, just how they are, they're able to fight it off really well, which me and Kobayashi at the same time was like, must be nice, you know, good for you. But that does lead to the situation of having Kobayashi actually be sick, and pretty sick, you know, high fever, stuck in bed, sweating a lot, which can be really dangerous if not, like, looked after well. and just the fear that goes through Toru's mind because of it. She hasn't had many experiences with colds, so she thinks back to the closest thing she can, and this just brings her back to, you know, plagues, where it's just wiping people out. Because, you know, for her, I imagine it is just the simple truth of it. Literally just takes one cold and she thinks Kobayashi just might be gone. And, you know, just that fear of losing, you know, someone she holds dear, just like really setting her off into a panic, you know. And you see Elma here too in the background. She's shaking during this whole phone call. So I imagine Elma obviously overheard this and is probably maybe also freaking out. Because we know that Elma does actually like and appreciate Kobayashi. I think all the dragons do in their own way. Fafnir probably as well. But again, in their own way, in their own increments and amounts. But just seeing Toru, like, she's clearly off her game. She wants to know how to help if she can help. And so even when she gets excited by the ability, it's like, wait, so like be able to like nurse her and help her, she excitedly slams the phone down before he can finish speaking. But yeah, you know, you see Elma like shaking in the back, but yeah, nursing, and then, you know, throws it down with my maid power, but then still goes, yeah, but then realizes I don't actually know how to nurse anybody, so she goes to talk to the people she can. Something good to eat. I mean, so, while, okay, Lulu stands here, something good to eat. That is good info. That is good info. It's not quite the proper phrasing for you to completely understand. Because it could just mean like, oh yeah, just give her anything in general that's good. And like, Lulu goes on, and it gets interpreted into like, well actually, let's get the specific food. Like charcoal or coal. Yeah, it like, Kobayashi is in a fire dragon or a brick oven. But, you know, I think that stance in itself is like, make sure she has something good to eat, which later turns into something easily digestible and, you know, all of that. Yeah, easily digested. So, you know, pretty similar advice, just tagged on with a bunch of other stuff. Keep her head cool and wipe her sweat for her. Like, help her out with that. So, yeah, again, I think Lulu actually gave you a little bit of reasonable advice. It's just mixed in with her own understanding of the world, you know. So, it's a little off, but it wasn't far off. But yeah, and the fact that she had, Toru gets this book, and she gets shown the recipe, and because she doesn't have everything, she just throws shit in that's similar to what they're asking for. It's like, it's sweet. This is her genuinely, desperately attempting to make something that will help Kobayashi, but, guys, what, I was hearing her list the things she was putting in, and I was like, certainly that's not in the recipe, and based off what this looks like, yeah, it wasn't. Wait, rice. I don't see rice in that dish at all. Hold on. Okay, I need to hear what you put in this. Yogurt. Okay, yogurt. Udon. Gelatin. Bananas. Something sweet which turned into Pocky. I don't know how I should feel about this dish. I just commend Kobayashi to know that, you know, Toru's putting in all of this effort. She's like really concerned, so she's doing her best. And so she decides that she'll take one for the team and scarfs that fucking down. Like, she's like, I gotta do this. And so she goes for it. And it does make Toru light up. Again, it's like another instance of, her being, perceptive of how Toru's feeling about everything if she's overwhelmed. And then also just the simple fact that she does want to see Toru relaxed and happy, which is really sweet. Because when Toru comes back from searching who knows how long and how hard for the medicine, something that Kobayashi would be mostly okay with, you know, not the immortality stuff that I imagine Toru, in her fear of losing Kobayashi one day, would want to somehow magically sneak into her food. But she's like, that's not something Kobayashi would want. That would make her upset. And so she, like, has to go through this extra grueling stuff to find something, anything, that passes the maybe it will be okay to give her. Because just seeing her in this state, so like she says, vulnerable. She's like, Kobayashi's like always there and never completely out for the count. Like, there are times clearly where she's exhausted and then, you know, she drank a lot, so she's like hungover. But never like this, never super weak, clearly not in any shape or form to go out, move around. And it just gets her thinking. And then, like, there's doubts. This is her first time dealing with it, and this isn't even, like, it is minor. Like, this could have been worse. It doesn't seem to have lasted super long, but it's pretty, you know, I would deem it pretty serious, based off, how much she sweat, like, hopefully during this period, and I imagine so. I imagine with Toru being that concerned, she looked after her, kept her hydrated and all of that, but, you know, it is distressing. Even if you know the person you're taking care of and looking after, it's like technically a minor thing, and as long as they rest, hydrate, and like get their simple meal in, you know, they'll be okay. It's just taking time and resting it off. She doesn't have that info, but like, it's always distressing. You don't like seeing someone you care about in pain or like clearly going through it. You know, it leaves you feeling helpless and just scared. And so, you know, leads to the memories of, like, the villages and towns getting taken out. Just being like, you will be okay, won't you? Like where you start going and starting out with, like, I'm gonna make sure you're okay. I'm going to nurse you back to health. You yourself start needing and, like, desperately wanting reassurance that things will be okay. They will get better, and yeah, sorry. This is like a really good case of, you know, Kobayashi gets better really quick, like during the span of her going out to try to find extra medicine. I'm just, it's a really sensitive topic for me. I'm happy that, you know, it turned out to genuinely just be, like, a case of, like, a pretty decent cold, but, like, a one that went away, with, you know, rest and medicine. Sorry, I'm just sensitive. I don't think I am until I start talking, and then it gets a little much. But, you know, I don't want anything precious to me to get broken, but everything breaks eventually. That's especially true for me, since I can break just about anything. Like that fear too of, since she is like this mighty powerful being, that she herself might, like, be able to do something wrong or cause the damage. So, like, an extra layer of the worry. But she goes out and is determined to find medicine that could help her. But it can't be anything too strong. The animation for this is crazy, too. Like, just the transitions here, and then, like, the effects there. It goes into... It's like, much like, broader, like, random, almost crayon, strokes into the explosion of the volcano. But yeah, no, Kobayashi gets better before she gets back. She sees how, like, beat up she is. There's nothing weird in it. Like, going to that place, because, you know, we start off with Toru trying to sneak in her tail meat, and then, like, just other things from the other side that, you know, we don't know are safe, so Kobayashi's on edge, but just seeing how roughed up Toru is, and then also just the kind of almost defeat. Like, there's clearly a lot weighing on her mind, and so she just takes it. Seeing all that pent-up emotion and stress. The music going on for it. I took so much time talking about the scene, I forgot I have to talk about something after this. I have no idea if it's working or not. But I'd say it's working no matter what was in it after seeing that look. It's just so, like, I screenshotted it. There you go. Anytime you see a flash that big, it's a screenshot. Anyways, me too. It's like her relief, her joy. You'll come to regret that immediately, but... Well, you're a cat now. That oddly fits really well, Kobayashi. Are you sure you were never just part cat? The medicine was for beast folk, so... But no. This is the one thing I'll talk about before jumping into the Ililu stuff. Also, that's the GS5? Okay. Damn. I didn't know you had that fancy stuff, Kobayashi. But, now it's Kana's turn to get this revenge, because we all need to remember, like, back when Kana first came here, Kobayashi, like, was, like, training her effectively, because it was, like, with sweets. It's like, here, and she's, like, diving for it so she can get the candy, and so, Kana gets her revenge. Yeah. But again, so moving on to the stuff with Ililu. I guess it's been enough of a time for me to kind of struggle with some of the details here. But in the matter of a doll, it took me a minute to think about it. But going through this whole time, before we do learn the truth from the owner herself, like thinking, was it left there? Was it an accident, a mistake? The whole time I was waging on maybe it was actually left there. Like, I was distinctly thinking, too, I was almost like, was it left there to at least still be of use or still remembered? Like, somewhere it can be, like, put on display to be watched after, or maybe, possibly, hopefully, someone can rehouse it in a nice home or something. You know, I had the feeling it was, like, actually left there. I didn't know the intent or purpose, but I had a feeling it wasn't completely a mistake. I just also, like, know that it could have been a mistake. And just... It was the fact that it took them a few, like, days. You know, it took them over a day to still have it and then look around for the owner. And no one asked about it. No one came back looking around, being like, hey, did like a doll get left here? I got home, realized she was missing, but decided I needed to, like, wait till the next day because, you know, it was getting dark. but and none of that happened, so I was starting to more and more believe that it probably was left. But, like, I forgot about the implications and effects, like, that thought process could have had on Ilulu. Because of her past. Like, remembering the little kids who wanted to hang out with her, play with her, and then the doll, because of what happened. How, like, the adults basically went and ruined what was a perfectly balanced out, like, interaction, which was really healthy, leading to separation, fear, resentment, but still yearning. Just knowing, too, that she ends up leaving behind the doll that gets gifted to her. You know, obviously due to the emotions that were running through her at the time. It's a lot to take in and think about. And I do love how all of them, like, not all of them, but, like, a lot of the dragons who end up coming here, especially, because, you know, they know Toru, so they end up getting connected to Kobayashi. But, like, especially the ones she takes in, whenever there's a problem, they half the time just go, don't worry, I know who to call. And it's not Toru half the time, she just obviously follows, because it's Kobayashi they go to talk to. They're like, hey, Kobayashi, any ideas? What are your what's your thought process? I want some help and insight, and you're the person I trust to give me this info. And it's just so sweet, because as much as Kobayashi is helping them, they're helping her out, as we've learned through how she did always actually feel pretty lonely in the quiet apartment and just being there on her own. And so now it's like a lively place with, like, you know, nice conversations, like just laughter and fun times, you know. So it's like an equal balance. Not that Take knows. And to be fair too, if you're meeting this person you hear so much about all the time, and the person following behind her is just casually in a maid outfit, you don't know who you're talking to. I don't think I would assume that the Kobayashi is to not be trusted and is clearly menacingly evil. But I would be a little bit, like, on edge, but that's also mainly because I'm not good with strangers. I'm not good with new people, so I would just be off put because of the new people, not really the outfit. I'd kind of just be like, I mean, if you're comfortable in it, why not? But yeah, so this is the Kobayashi that Ilulu mentioned before. She's totally composed, like she's used to that. Yeah, you have to, okay, Take. In these situations, you eventually do have to get used to these situations and scenarios and their appearances, okay? I know you don't know much. You just know bare minimum. None of the secret stuff. But, you get used to it at some point. Definitely bad news. I wouldn't say so. But yeah. Good advice taking a picture, and then can you use magic? Which does get her to go straight down. Toru, we do not need any of this right now. This is serious events. We're looking for someone. But yeah. Like, just a baby bean. And she did, like, you know, the regret. Like, being able to think back and remember the moment of getting it and, you know, pledging that you'll cherish it. And then thinking back to the day where you left it all behind. It was still warm when I picked it up. And I wanted to go to protect it from the rain, but just the overwhelming emotions. But yeah. I regret it now, and I wish I could go back and retrieve it. Just the look, even here. Yeah, this episode is a little real. Half the time, a lot of the stuff in this show is real, but I'm sorry, I was not expecting that. Anyways, the dread too. It's like you've made up your mind, you're going to leave it, because like while you still care about it, also looking at it brings up bad memories, but in the act of leaving it, it makes it too real. Getting, like, trying to remove the thing that just has, like, that while it's reminding you in this moment of the good times, which makes it painful given the recent situation, you know, you're not exactly throwing away all the bad memories. Those are still going to stick. This was just something that brought you back to the good times when you weren't really ready to have the constant reminder. But in leaving it, you feel pretty shitty, you know. Sometimes it's good to, like, temporarily, if it's too soon and you need to, like, have something to be slowly reintroduced, it is good to, like, put it away for now. But the act of completely abandoning it feels like... I don't have the vocab for what I'm trying to explain, I'm sorry. Like, I do have a, like, thing I want to express with this, but I'm just failing miserably. But yeah, it makes sense why she's so desperate to return it. Yeah, we need to make sure we can find them. I just love how, like, casual Take was given this situation. Just comes out of nowhere. Mm-hmm. Found the owner. Yeah. Put it on display. I'm in high school now. And my friends were teasing me, calling it childish. Sometimes people say things offhand that, you know, they don't mean in a rude way or anything. But there are specific things that, like, while I can imagine, depending on the friend or depending on even the family member, they can get away with saying because, you know, they mean it for fun. But then there are some things, though, if you are that close of a friend or family member who can usually joke around with stuff like that, you know there are certain things that you probably should not joke about, you should not tease about. Like, I'm not gonna jump and say her friends were, like, being deliberate or, like, real assholes by teasing about this topic. But there are, like, certain cues sometimes where you can tell when you've said something and it actually, like, it hit the wrong way. And, you know, it might have actually hurt the person you were talking to or just, you know, trying to make idle conversation with. I don't like that it sounds like this was so, like repetitive that it would get to this point, you know? Because I don't think this was, like, a one-time thing and this girl decided, you know what, I need to get rid of it, you know? Maybe it really is childish. Maybe I shouldn't hold on to it, you know? If it's something she's been caring for a long time and she, you know, really loves it, there's nothing wrong with keeping it. It's not childish. You know, you're responsible of it. You constantly make sure it gets maintained. You keep up on it. That's you being really responsible. You know, so what if it's a doll? It doesn't matter. That does not make it childish. There's so many people out there who have collections and stuff that they've started when they were young and then, like, well into adulthood, they, you know, add to it, they keep it up, they, like, maintain that shit, and that is not childish. That is really cool, and I, you know, really respect people who manage to, you know, maintain the things they care about like that and, like, add to it and, like, are very, like, proud of it. It's cool, you know? But yeah, it's sad to think that she felt like it was actually that childish or it was something to get teased over. So she wanted to leave it behind. Like, not even sell it. She just left it in a place, like, thinking maybe it would be on display. So, like, almost like she wanted to leave it there and still be able to see it. Like, inherently she was like, if I leave it there, maybe if it's still displayed, and then, like, maybe one day she would have came back, kind of like how Lulu mentioned she wanted to go back to it, but she knows she probably wouldn't find it. But in her case, she was hoping if it's on display, she can come back one day and maybe even get it back, or at least still be able to see it. Still be able to walk by, know it's there, know its condition, and, you know, yeah, I've regretted it ever since I abandoned it, yeah. It is... There are a lot of things where, you know, you think you're okay with letting it go, but the minute you do, like, it starts growing on you, and, like, it festers. If you can take it back, then you should. Tell it welcome home. Yeah. Oh, I'm weak. But yeah, we have Ililu channeling her dragon tendencies in not knowing why he would be embarrassed by this. And then Toru just like, so done with this, like, this stuff. Kobayashi's just so like, just, she's so used to it. She's like, oh, to be young. Just sweat drops. You kind of have to let this stuff like not phase you, Toru, okay? This is how she's adapted. Let her be. But again, this Take doll, a little far, Ililu. But I mean, if it makes you feel better, I can't complain too much. But I can understand his emotions right now. Okay. Anyways, I thought this was gonna be short one. I ramble and get too emotional, so I should know better than to say that. It's those episodes where I think I'm gonna have a lot to talk about. That's when the short episodes are gonna strike. But anyways, I really like this episode. Next one again is gonna be an Elma focused episode, and it seems like we're maybe gonna go more onto her thought process of her time spent here, and maybe we'll get more of the past, but like definitely on thoughts, because last episode with how Toru was viewing, you know, sleep and all of that, it had that very serious moment of like maybe frustration or like like that very serious emotion across her face that Elma picked up on, like that could still be on the back of her mind. Because even though Toru threw her off by throwing an insult her way, it doesn't wipe your memory of that very serious and real emotion. It just temporarily distracts you, so you're not able to ask or inquire more about it. So that's going to be interesting to go into and see. That's for sure, at least. But anyways, let me know your thoughts on this episode. I can't wait to get into the next one after I get through the next few shows. And I appreciate you all for being here. Sorry about my rambling, as always. And I'm sorry if I get a little too personal. I'm hoping for, you know, when I say things to be normal, as in like, you know, I can talk about things, even if they're a little close to home, it won't like trigger the memories of it too much. Because that's what gets me to ramble and get a little too in my emotions of it. I don't want to push, you know, my real life struggles into the camera a lot. I don't really like, you know, venting too many emotional things. I'm usually really good about it, I guess, you know, given the pretty decent severity of the things that just occurred. I get why I'm like this, but, you know, I don't want you guys to have to deal with me being like that too much. So I'm hoping for it to pass. You know, it'll never go away, but I'm hoping for it to pass so it's not as likely, it's not as often, you know? That's the goal. But again, I hope you have a great day and night, whatever the heck you're watching this, and I'll see you all on the next one. Bye-bye.